Hello there everyone, Shippy here. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Today back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game Pocket ranked matches. In today's video, I'm finally getting around to trying out this Dragonite deck that I put together, see if I can manage to win a game or two online with it. But the star of the show is not really a Dragonite, it is the Dragonair that came with the last booster pack Mega Shine. Well, not last pack anymore. By the time I get this video edited and put out, is probably probably the new Lucario pack is already out, but I digress. But what is different about this Dragonair is that it has the ability to stockpile energy, so you can attach one energy and one lightning energy by using Sky's Blessing, which makes it a little bit easier to get into Dragonite and makes it a little bit more consistent. Whereas before, we had to run two different types of energy with the deck, it made it hard to actually get Dragonite out and actually attacking with it. But yeah, hopefully this Dragonair will make it a little bit more consistent, a little bit more easier to get into Dragonite. I know there are some variants of the deck where people run Mantyke or Pichu, but I'm opting not to do that, probably to my detriment. I just wanted to try a pure Dragonite build, so that's just kind of what I'm going with. We'll be running the Genetic Apex Dragonite for some non-EX damage in case we run into Oricorio, and then Dragonite EX to get some big damage out should we need it and should it come to that. But yeah, as always, I'll have the deck list in the description of the video below if you want to try this deck out or simply improve upon it. But I think that's enough of me trying to ramble through this intro and justify making this video. But yeah, I'll be back when I find my first game. We'll see what we can get into. Alrighty, looks like we found our first opponent here. And we do have the good fortune of going second. I'll never be mad at that. And we get 2 Dratini. Now we just need to find our Dragonairs. Ooh, and then we're going up against a Water Deck and Suicune. So time is going to be against us here as they have more drawing power than we do. But more cards for them also mean more cards for me, because we can play Copycat here and hopefully mill this deck that we've got out. Alright, so we're going up against Chi and Pal, so we definitely don't want to let them get built up too much. That would be very, very bad. Alright. Now, unfortunately, well, I was going to say, unfortunately, we don't have the type advantage, but I was looking at the electric energy thinking that I don't know where my mind was at thinking we have any sort of type advantage. I'm an idiot. All right. I'm getting energy into our Dratini. Let's see if we can take a pot shot at Suicune here. All right, so we're only going to be able to hit him for 10, but that's better than nothing, I suppose. All right, well, we might get a win if they don't return, so that might be something. But no, they are back here. All right, we're going to hope they don't get this built up so they can have any kind of energy acceleration. We can't lose Dratini as soon as we get it out. Or at least I'd prefer not to. All right, they got another Suicune out. You've got to be kidding me. They've already... what is this? Excalibur. So yeah, we're probably done because I don't know if we're gonna be able to survive enough to even get built up. Well, that really sucks. They were able to get they got their entire board built up instantaneously. That is insane. All right, well, we're not gonna have that kind of good luck, clearly. And because we only have 80 health to play with, I'm not gonna survive any hit from Suicune. Alright, well, we can at least use the move one time, I guess. That is insane how fast I got built up. Just good lord. Alright, well, actually, since we don't have anything on our bench, we might survive this hit, maybe. Alright, thank God we got our Dragonite back. Alright, it's going to take some profound luck. But maybe we can make something happen here. All right, let's put energy into our Dragonair. Play Oak. All right, would it be better to run Dragonite EX? All right, we can't attack the next turn. I think it might be better to do this just to for sure get Suicune out. All right, see if we can heal and feel a little bit here. All right, we do. All right, maybe hope is not lost yet. Or maybe the game is just going to give me just enough. All right, so we are... I want to be able to get Dragonite at least close to max. All right, we're at max health. I can't remember if he had 180 or 200. All right, there goes our Ice Pop, so no more healing for us. Let's take out Suicune here. All right, I cannot attack next turn is the drawback of this. So there is that. All right, they have to discard all their energy for attacking. So they're going to do 130. What does Starting Planes do? Oh, each basic Pokemon gets plus 20 health. All right, now they can boost all the way up, but they have to discard all their energy here. Now, while I can't attack, I do believe I can survive a hit. Or, I mean, they can't hit me at all. If I'm thinking correctly here. Unless they have a leaf. Because they do have to put sacrifice and energy. Never mind, they just have two Excaliburs. So there goes that thought process, because they're going to get 2 energy here. My thinking was that they were going to have to retreat to get Suicune in. But unfortunately, they were able to get evolved all the way up. Alrighty, well, it looks like we're going to drop our first game here. Unfortunately, we just had profound amounts of bad luck with them being able to get their complete board built up in 2 turns. But we made a game out of it more than what I thought we would. But yeah, hopefully we can have a little bit better luck in the matches to come. But good game that opponent. I'm back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here. And we are unfortunately having to go first. Alright, let's see if we can get done. Thankfully, we have our whole line in our hand, so maybe evolving first won't actually hurt too much this go around. Looks like we're going up against a steel deck. Alright, let's see what we're going up against. Alright, let's go draw our giant cape into our Dratini. Just to make him survive a little bit longer here. And oak it up as well. Alright, I guess I could play... Oh, I mean, we can't play May this turn, but I guess having May doesn't hurt here. But thankfully we have our whole line, so we don't have to worry about too much. At least drawing into it, unless we get Mars, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Alright. I don't know if I've seen this deck before. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, they're just running whatever energy, I guess, because they don't really need a particular type. Since they're running colorless. Alright. We got our Dragonair up. We'll oak it up here. Get another Dragonite. And get our other Dratini now. So we can build both of our Dragonites up. Alrighty. Let's get our energy into Dragonair. And hopefully we can live long enough to get a Dragonite up and out. Alright, what kind of deck are you running here, bud? Clay Doll, what do you do? Alright, we can't be healed. Alright, well, I only have 1 Ice Pop in the deck, so healing is not going to be too much of a factor. For better or worse. Alright, we're gonna get popped for 30 here. Now, I wonder if it'd be better to use Dragonite EX. It's gonna take him a couple turns to get built up anyhow. Why did I thought I needed 4. I'm stupid. Yeah, we are gonna opt for EX here. We got nothing else we can draw, so we're just really just milling our deck out. Do I want to play May? I think I will. Just so we can get Dragonair. And they did opt to concede here. Alright, well. We did get lucky to get that our points back from that loss. And somehow get our Dragonite built up pretty quickly. Can't promise it'll always end up like that, but we did get very, very lucky there. Hopefully we can continue on with that luck as we go along here. But good game to the opponent. I'll back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like we found our next opponent here. And we are going first, unfortunately. But going first didn't really hurt us too much the last go around. But we also had everything we needed to start. Alright, we're going up against Venusaur. Alright, so they also have to build, but hopefully we can get going a little bit quicker than they can. Alright, we'll play our hiking trail. Now, should I play May? If I do, I have to throw away Dragonite. But at least in this way, I won't lose Copycat. We'll play May. Alright, we get Dragonair Dratini. We'll throw our Dratini away and our Dragonite away. Which means we now have to draw back into that Dragonite, but without Dragonair, it's useless anyhow. Alright, and we do have 2 Copycats, so we do have a way to draw. Worst comes to worst. Alright, hopefully you don't already have Ivysaur. Are they doing Venusaur and Ogerpon? I have not tried that. I wonder if that's a good 1-2 punch. Or how it stacks up to Darkrai and Nihilego. But we're not going for status ailments here. Alright, we do get a Dragonite, so that is something. Alright, should I copy? I mean, do I want to be stupid and lose this Dragonite when we can attack next turn? I think I'll hold on to it. That might be the smarter option. Alright, they've got their Ivysaur. But with any luck, it's not going to live to see Venusaur. Alright, and with our Copycats, we can hopefully maybe get another Dragonite started on the bench here. Alright, we do get a lucky Ice Pop, so I'll gladly take that. Let's get our Dragonite up. Alright, let's heal and see if we can retain this. Alright, we are going to lose our Ice Pop, unfortunately. We'll play Copycat here to build up our hand. Hopefully we can net a Dratini. And we did. I'll gladly take that. Get Dratini on our bench. Get our energy into it. Get Giant Cape up. And we'll swing on this Ivysaur to negate Mega Venusaur coming out. Now we have to deal with Ogerpon. We cannot attack the next turn, which is the drawback of this Dragonite. Alright, so I forget what the Ogerpon's thing is. If 5 more energies attached to both, well, you're gonna do 120 here. You're definitely gonna have 5 or more. Okay. Oh, we lose both of our Giant Capes. You don't really see Guzma too much anymore. But it does hurt when it hits. Alright, Dragonite does live here. Now, should I retreat? We're just going to shuffle our deck around. think it would be smart. I mean, they could absolutely... why did I put an energy into that? Dratini, that was stupid. That was a horrendous misplay. I wasn't thinking. Again, we could very easily get Sabrina back in here, but I was not thinking if I would have put an energy into Dragonite, we could have swung next turn. I just was just doing it, not thinking there. That might have cost us this match. No, they had Cyrus, so it didn't really matter. Okay, down goes our Dragonite. Regardless of whether I misplayed or not, so maybe the energy was a little bit of a smarter choice here. Unfortunately, we've got to evolve twice. Well, there's Dragonair at the very least. Unfortunately, we're exceeding 5 energy, so not really going to help. See, we don't need a stage 1. I mean, I guess we'll just play this for the sake of playing it. We can at least stare at Dragonite, I guess. Alright, nothing else to draw, so we'll just shuffle our deck around. And let's just go ahead and give our Dragonair more energy to make us more of a target. Yep, unfortunately, we're going to lose this one. And down goes our Dragonair. Right, we had an okay enough start, just unfortunately could not get our board set up fast enough in that particular one. But good game to that opponent. And I'll be back when I find one more match. Alrighty, it's like we found our final opponent here. Are we going first yet again? Alright, we're going to put a Fire Deck 2. So who knows what that could be. And it's Blaziken, so we got to make sure we are at a tremendous race against time here. Alrighty then. I mean, we need Dragonair immediately. Alright, we will throw away that Dragonite and this Dragonite. And end our turn. Alright, the longer this takes, the worse shape we're going to be in. Alrighty. And we got a Dragonite right back. Now, the pivotal thing is, can we survive long enough? Because if he rare candies into Blaziken out of the gate, this is unfortunately all over. Alright, do we get to keep? Alright, we do. Alright, well here's hoping against hope that he doesn't have rare candy Blaziken in the hand. Will my luck be fortunate or not? Alright, he oaks it up. Please don't already have rare. He already has it. Of course. If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Alright, well they were able to get Blaziken up and going just immediately. Oh boy. Well, that unfortunately went about half as what I expected. Well, it looks like we're not going to have a particularly great showing with Dragonite here going 1 and 3. Again, I'm sure there's a much better way to run this deck versus what I tried. Like I said, I think a lot of people run Pichu and Mantyke for energy acceleration. I just wanted to try a pure Dragonite build just to see what happens, and this is what happened. But alrighty, I might give this a shot again at some point, but if anything, maybe it gets added in the new pack or whatever to make Dragonite a little bit better. or just maybe try a more effective and efficient way. But again, as always, feel free to leave me any suggestions on how to properly run Dragonite, and I'll give it a shot if I've got the cards. But yeah, I think I've rambled on enough here. Good games to everyone I played today, if I didn't say that already. If you made this far in the video, do thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.